Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from the upcoming production of Kirkwood, Into the Woods by Stephen Sondheim. Of course, the legendary musical. Two cast members are with us. Jacob Cacioppo. Welcome, Jacob.
Thank you.
Laci McHenry. Hi, Laci.
Hello.
And director Emma Kostiv. Welcome.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, nice to have you here. Before we dive into the show, Jacob and Laci, tell me just a little bit about yourselves. How long you been at Kirkwood, where you went to school before here, and what part you play in the show.
For sure. I've been at Kirkwood for 4 years total now. Originally went to school in 2019, took a little bit of a hiatus during COVID, came back to do Chicago and Into the Woods. I plan to get my AAA music degree by the end of this spring semester coming, and I am playing the baker in Into the Woods, and I originally went to Washington High School, but it's a really, really fun time, really, really great show. Yeah.
Laci?
Yeah. I born and raised in Cedar Rapids. I went to Kennedy High School in Cedar Rapids. I have been at Kirkwood for 3 years, getting my AAA program degree. I plan to transfer to the University of Northern Iowa to study music education, which is I'm really excited for.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, what a great program they have there.
For sure.
And Emma, you have, as a director and an actor your own self, you've done shows of every size and complexity level. But
Yes.
Into the Woods, starting with the music by Sondheim, which is always excellent but challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is a big show.
Yes, it definitely is. And we have been talking about Into the Woods for a really long time. It's been a bucket list show of mine to direct. And we kind of were waiting for the right group of folks to come through as students, just because it is so complex and it requires the music chops, the acting chops, the movement. We're adding some movement into our version of the show. So it really does require some mass amounts of talent and musicianship. And we decided last year that we thought we could do it. We could do it this year. And I'm so glad that we did, because this group of students is really special and they are just doing such an amazing job.
And a show so big, it's expanded into 2 culture crawls, because
Yes.
we had 2 other members of the directing staff, Mariana and Bree, in to talk about the behind-the-scenes stuff
Yes.
as well. So, Jacob and Laci, you play the baker and the baker's wife, around whom the story revolves. Oddly, those are kind of the 2 original characters. Many of the rest of the characters are, of course, out of Grimm's fairy tales, and and we'll recognize them.
Yeah.
But the story, the whole story, revolves around your 2 characters.
Sure.
Who wants to give me kind of the back of the paperback summary of Into the Woods?
Well,
Jacob looks like
Jacob's
you're
got
elected. Laci gives Jacob a very meaningful glance.
This is a big question, because there's so much I want to talk about, but I want to tread carefully too, because I don't want to give the full thing away.
I don't want to do too many spoilers.
Right.
Yes.
But like you said, it's such for the baker and the baker's wife, I feel like the roles are such blank slates for me, because with Cinderella, you kind of have a grasp from the depictions that have been done over the years of her, and also as well as those characters exist, they are great characters, and Sondheim writes them very, very well in his own way. But I think the baker goes through this journey of he finds out that a curse is placed on his house and his family and his bloodline by the witch, after a story is told that his father stole magic beans out of a garden, and they go on this quest and they find 4 items: a cape, a cow, hair. Oh gosh, I'm getting studied. A slipper.
Very in character.
I can
very
help
in
with that
character
one.
because she's literally reminds me in the show. They go upon this quest, and I think every character kind of learns through wishes that seem innocent at first, turn into very consequential actions, upon other characters. And I think that the baker and the baker's wife, it's a balance, because like you have this very deep love between them, but also we kind of show that, they've been together for a long time, and that, sometimes it's not that strong. And I think that going back and forth between that emotion in the show is something that's been really like fun to do with her. She's such a great scene partner. And like, I feel very supported too, because it's such a heavy emotional role at times. But I really, really enjoy it, and I connect with it. And I also just got married recently to who is Cinderella, Sophia Cacioppo.
Oh, okay.
And she, I think of her and like the way I connect with her and the what ifs and ands, and it's just a really, really fun experience for me too.
Well, that leads right into my next question. Jacob, you're recently married. Laci, you're not married.
At all.
Yeah, not
even close.
so tell me about finding the emotional key to playing an old married couple.
Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. I take a lot of my inspiration off of my parents, I think. They've been together for quite some time, and their relationship is really, really strong. So I've never really I don't think I've ever seen them like argue though. Like they have a very, very strong relationship. So and also like I trust Jacob. Jacob is also a really, really great scene partner. I also, feed off of his energy as him being a newlywed husband. He knows what that looks like a little bit. And so like not being in that headspace at all, I kind of also go to him, and he helps me find that emotional.
So for those who aren't familiar with the plot, the baker and the baker's wife, to seek the relief from this curse, go into the woods where they meet many, many fairy tale characters
So
that we will
Yes.
know. So
Yes.
mention a few of those.
And they're
just
all
to provide
so
the landscape.
fun. They're
Yeah.
so fun.
Yes.
And oh my gosh, Milky White. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for Milky White too. He's
So
funny.
there's like Jacob said, there's Cinderella, there's Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk and the White Cow.
Yeah.
And his mother is also in it. And then
Little Red Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood, yes.
Princes. I know princes.
The Cinderella
Two
prince.
princes.
Yeah. Yep.
Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Rapunzel's in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it follows, if we think about it, even though it's an original story by Sondheim, it follows kind of the thread of most of those fairy tales. Somebody wishes for something, they get what they want.
Yeah.
It's not what they expected.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
And a lot of those end pretty dark. Most of the rewritings end happy. But,
And the nature of Sondheim's writing too, definitely not as gruesome as Sweeney Todd, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
But definitely, at times you get like little hints of like, ooh, it's a little bit more, this is real, and like we have a little bit of a dark moment here, and I don't think it takes too far. I don't think it takes too many steps over the line, which it's going to be a really great show.
what are your favorite musical moments in the show? Either ones that you get to sing, or things that, or numbers that you
Goodness.
get to, you just get to watch and enjoy from backstage.
Oh wow.
Oh, goodness. I think
We love It Takes Two. I can tell like our
That's our
energy.
song.
Yeah, that's our song. And I feel like, especially with the choreography that we've added recently, I feel like the energy is just so like integral to each of us, and just very energized, and I feel very connected with her in the moment, and like it is just really, really fun. And it's also, you got like the cow dancing in the background during the song too. And, like I just watched a recording of it the other day, and I'm just like really, really excited.
It's really cute.
That's a great one to sing. But I also love all the main themes. The prologue. I love the prologue. Just the first 15 minutes of the show. You get so much plot and direction and motivations for each character in such a like long amount of time, like 15 minutes, but like it's all condensed and it's not overwhelming. You like get this pulse of the music in the orchestra the whole time, and it makes you want to learn more about it. I think the music's really connected with the story too.
Emma, how big is the cast?
We have a cast of 22.
Well, that's pretty good sized.
Yeah. So we've done some things a little bit differently than the traditional casting. Typically, Cinderella's prince is double cast with the wolf. That is a casting that we followed. But we actually have 2 narrators, which is a really fun thing and a great opportunity for those students to kind of dig into that role, as well as the mysterious man is played by another separate person. And we also have Snow White and Sleeping Beauty. So there's some familiar to us characters, but some that aren't typically in the cast. But we decided we just had so much talent show up to auditions that we decided to go in that direction.
Getting everybody involved,
Yeah.
Well, and shout out to cast member Lydia Kilgore.
Yes.
Yes, we love Lydia.
Who does the weekly show here on KCCK, and she'll be on stage as well. So we're real excited about that. Here we're very excited. We're
Jack's
extra
mother.
excited.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yep, she's Jack's mother, and she's doing a great job.
Yeah, she's so great.
Anything else that you've done a little bit differently than you mentioned casting?
Yeah.
What else of the Kirkwood spin are we putting on this to bring to a fresh look?
So we do open the day after Halloween. So one of our goals was to kind of make it the more grim side of fairy tales. It already kind of lends itself to that, but we are kind of embracing that, like Jacob talked about. But another sort of concept of ours is that it is going to be a little bit immersive. So there will be actors in the audience. The audience kind of becomes the woods at one point. So there will be people kind of in and out, and that was just kind of a fun thing that we felt like the space really lent itself to in Ballantyne Auditorium. And so we wanted to try to embrace that, and it feels like we really have. So that might be a different twist, that it's not just a proscenium show.
Well, dancing cow, of course.
Yes.
Do not miss the dancing cow.
And
it's really important.
The cow may or may not be in the audience too, so
okay.
we'll see.
Yes.
You'll have to come to the show to see.
I just love everything Sondheim so much, and this is certainly one of his best. So congratulations, Emma, on getting it pulled together.
Yeah, thank you.
And I know that at the time of taping, we're just probably right in the final dress rehearsal stage. So Jacob and Laci, I wish you the best of luck in trying to get a decent amount of sleep in between all this.
Yeah, for sure.
It's always a flat out sprint into the show.
Yeah, we've been saying crunch time this past week.
Yes.
For sure.
Oh, and we should mention 2 weekends, which is not something.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
for
brand
sure.
new this year, so we're really excited to have 6 performances.
November 1st through 3rd and 7th through 9.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And you can get tickets at kirkwood.edu/Ballantyne for Into the Woods coming up this weekend and next weekend here at Kirkwood Community College. Thank you so much for being with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
so
good
much.
day.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.